Throw down your arms and surrender. I'm so scared. I'm so scary. Don't fight me. Just give up and give me everything. Just because I'm scary. Like and subscribe.
Remain at your post, Trooper. I need a weapon. I need a weapon. I need a weapon. The trooper should always stay on his feet. Heads up.
How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii. The channel.
Awaiting orders, Commander.
Sorry. Thank you, Time Trooper. It does help sync time. Okay, this is not going to be too long, hopefully. Welcome to Thursday. I actually have time to edit, but I still don't want to make them long. And News of Hawaii spot headline is
Trooper standing by.
towards the end of the month. March. This is March what? 3rd? 3? Yeah. Tree. It's 3-3-2-2. So at the end of, well, like the 25th of March, something like that, the Safe Travels program ends. So now travel can be unsafe. Yay! That just means you don't have to get vaccination tests, prove you're vaccinated, prove your whatever negative when you. All that with the airplane travel is off the table. Poof. So they're expecting a lot of tourists, and they're like, yay! So far, the indoor mask, safe entrance or safe access in Hawaii to go into restaurants, that's over with already. But there's masking indoors, which might go off when that ends. So safe travels and the masking indoors, March 25th, probably, well, both of them, they're going to be gone. So you can run around as plague as you want to. Tourist money. Second news is, well, they got housing for Hawaiians and they don't make the houses too good. But international news, Pumpkinhead Trump is probably they're closing in on his illegal stuff. So he has an attorney. Attorney-client relationship is confidential. So the two of them got into quite an exchange in building a conspiracy in their little cone of silence. Now both of them are up for criminal conspiracy charges. Terrible. Hey, shouldn't have. Never mind. So I want to show you something here. It's the headline. Oh, I'll do this thing. Hey, check it out, huh? It's the headline. The land. Ooh. the homeland stuff is they build houses, and then it's like the houses are, they didn't even inspect them, and they're fucking falling apart, and it's all cruddy.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
And now, how bad off is this one? Rawr, rawr, the Kiev thing. Yes, the invasion's still on, and apparently the only thing, I mean, I was expecting Kiev to fall to this massive 40-mile thing of, it's like 40 miles long, this convoys going into Kiev, we're invading, here it comes. I expected Kiev to be, honestly, it's like, oh man, what are you gonna do when that comes into town? That was yesterday. Apparently that slowed up because the Ukrainians are fighting like bulldogs. It's their home, and apparently they're thinking the convoy might be running out of gas. Literally, it's they're running out of supplies, and there's just a ton of stuff. Let's see if we can get there's a homeland. Oh, you know what? Goodbye. Oh, let's check this out. Oh, what's this? Oh, look. Oh, everything's okay in 1971 because this guy's in town. Don Bogowitz of Lanikai rides high on his bicycle, is fashioned by the turn of the century. Bogowitz will participate in bike sending. Thank you for your bicycle from the what? 1844? What's the year of your bicycle? No, how do you get off that? Anyways, thank you, Don, for helping us stay fun. Yes. Austin, it's stay weird. It's Mongoose Max, it's more like stay fun. Okay, that's just gonna be all bogus. So I'm gonna reload that. And this is giving me a red light for some reason. There's something wrong. I don't know what's wrong with it. So we're back to story time. And there's lots of stories, so we're just gonna do this right now. Okay, so there was a big convoy of 40 miles. There's a big ew, the plague. Safe travels. The convoy. It's coming towards you. That's frightening. That's intimidating. Now, there's this. I figured something out. I figured a couple things out. There's this river that goes through Ukraine. Here's Ukraine, and then there's Kiev up here, and there's Crimea down here. There's a river, big river that goes through, and it goes down to the Black Sea. They want the river. The Belarus is up above. They come in. This is their plan. They come in. They get all kind of stuff like oil and missiles they can sell to China, and then they go down the river, and then the boats out to sea. You have to go past Istanbul though. It's a gauntlet at Istanbul. Constantinople? I'm sorry. Where are we in history? Because this is old war stuff. So they want the river going through. They take Chernobyl, which is above Kiev. They bomb Kiev. They're surrounding it right now. They're bombing civilians. They've turned into the kill civilian people. And they're telling the Russians, hey, you know what? We're not killing civilians. What are you talking about? No civilians were hurt in the making of this war. No. And we're out there to denazify. You know what we want? We want to make sure we're going to get every single Nazi, and we're going to clear out all the Nazis. Which ones? There's not even Nazis around. The ones in charge of Kiev, we're going to denazify. There's a Jewish guy in charge of Kiev. He's the president of Ukraine. And down where they bombed someplace, oh, we're going to denazify, bomb the place. There's a Jewish settlement, and there's a Jewish memorial where 60,000 Jewish people were killed during the actual World War II Nazis. And they bombed these places, and they're destroyed, and people are getting killed. I mean, I don't want to go to casualties and stuff like that, but, you know, I mean, I understand the gravity, and there's people dying, and with all due reverence, you know, and keep them in our prayers. to God. I gotta specify now, because somebody's rousing up Satan for sure. Now, I said in the previous video that this guy, the head denazifier, I don't know, he's crazy. He's a narcissistic personality. So he's telling people one thing, completely not doing that. He's just marching on in his own agenda, in his own bubble, like I said last time. And I thought, how is this going to play out? You know, how is this play out? Because behind him, there's nukes, and he's a crazy man with a finger on a button. And we're just going, what the hell? And he's saying, NATO, it's all your fault. You made me do this. It's like, what the hell? We're just watching you take over and bomb civilians and try to take over a country. So how does this play out? Like, what really happens instead of just watching it on the news? You know, when you have like, if someone took over like a whole, like this neighborhood, average U.S. neighborhood, let's say that, and all of a sudden you have to leave, so you pack a like an overnight or 3-day bag as fast as you can, and you run out of your room and your home, and you leave all your stuff behind. I'm going based on mine. I'd be leaving a lot of my stuff. I'm like, oh, take some stuff I can carry, and they might not get on the train with that. And you run out of your thing because the soldiers are coming with guns. And the soldiers are just obeying orders. Matter of fact, their orders were lies. They told them they told the soldiers they were just doing exercises. The soldiers are demoralized because they didn't really want to do this in the first place. They're like, what? We're just following orders. So the soldiers with guns are following orders from who? From a malignant, narcissistic, personality disorder, psycho man. Or person. Thing. Now, where in the world would you ever... How can you describe where soldiers with guns displace you from your room with a little overnight bag, and they're just following orders from a narcissistic personality disorder megalomaniac? Where would you have that experience? And I thought, you know, oh my God, I had that experience in my life from the witch. The witch did that to me in mini version. She lied to the police with this big, huge hyperbole report that borders on domestic violence. They're scratching their head because it's like, it sounded like I hit somebody with a baseball bat in the head. That's what it sounded. I mean, I didn't, but this report was one big lie. So the policemen are there, showing up at my door with guns. They're my screen door right there. They're in my room. Not even the front door. Knock, knock. Can we talk? It was like my freaking room. I had headphones on. I'm like, hello? What the hell? And they're just following orders because they had gotten a report from a malignant, narcissistic personality disorder, megalomaniac monster. I've had that experience. But in this case, in Kiev, it is for real. Now, Kharkiv has been shelled. Carson, as in Johnny Carson. That's Kherson. I'm just trying to use mnemonics, memory stuff. Kherson had all that stuff, but Kherson's right above Crimea. They want sea access. So the Dnieper River, or Dnieper River is the third largest river in all of Europe. So here's my theory. Since they're killing civilians and their morale went down, and here it is. Sorry to make it all about me and my theory, but hell. If you don't like it, like and subscribe. We have a difference of Blackbeard the pirate. Now that sounds like a jarring transition. Blackbeard the pirate didn't really kill that many people when he invaded other ships. He came up to ships, had all the flags and stuff, and his beard was really big, and he had candles in his beard and fierce all kinds of stuff. And he was just so extremely intimidating. Blackbeard was so intimidating that when his ship came in, they went, "Oh my God, it's Blackbeard, I give up, don't kill me." And they gave up. Avoided the fight. They gave up. That is what Putin's doing. Now, right next to is this Ukrainian is Romania. That's where Dracula is from. Now, Dracula, Vlad the Impaler, he's actually Vlad Dracul III, because Dracul II, his father, fought the Ottoman Turks and basically kind of lost. He's in Wallachia. Now, north of him is Hungary, south of him is the Turks, and he's in Wallachia. So, he gave his two sons, to the Ottoman Turks, kind of like ransom, and made a treaty, as they did it back then. So if you break the treaty, then with the sons. So Dracula, as we know, the guy Vlad the Impaler, was a prisoner in that regard. But then when he got out, because the tides of war are changing, he goes back to Wallachia. He was kind of betrayed by another brother, but let's get Vlad's story simple. Another Vlad. So Vladimir the Impaler was back in Wallachia, but the Ottoman Turks are gonna... So he rallied, he tried to get support from Hungary, but he's being warred on by the King of Hungary, Hungarian King, and the Ottoman Turks from below. And that's when he went impale happy, because he was fighting for his Wallachia homeland, so he went ballistic. And that's where he got the impalers, but he went overboard. Yes, Dracula. But he's fighting for his homeland, so people in Romania, that area, consider Vlad, as we know Dracula, as a hero, because he was basically a war hero fighting for his homeland. And he won over the Turks for a little while anyway. And the Turks made an alliance, and then I don't know, they made an alliance and they squashed in between, But I gotta say, Kavinsky, the Ukrainian president, if I got his name wrong, sorry. Kavinsky's like Dracula. He's fighting for his homeland, and those people are fighting for their homeland. And the Russian soldiers are like, why am I fighting this? And they're getting discouraged. So Vladimir Putin is coming in as, I'm so scary, I want you to resign, I want you to give up. He's shelling civilians little by little to scare the people. So he's killing people, but he's trying to intimidate the country to give up, because it'll look like he's liberating them and everything is justified. So he's trying to win by intimidation right now, and he's trying to get that riverway. And so right now it's Dracula versus Blackbeard. So I just wanted to pass along that theory for you, so you can chew on that instead of casualty stuff. And have a happy day. Happy day. Just think, Blackbeard and Dracula are fighting, so we can be safe. Yay! Fresh air, clean water, fresh aloha. Aloha. Have a good day. Go away now. I said aloha. Go away.